Yeah, good evening to you. Claudine Schofield has a passion and an energy like no other because she truly believes it takes a village to raise a child.
She is operating from the perspective of this is where God wants me to be and this is what God is asking me to do, and that's what I'm going to do.
She's sincere. Everything with her is genuine. She's authentic. You know, she doesn't have a hidden agenda. She is just, this helping others is her life.
Miss Schofield is educated, strong Black woman. That's 4 words, but yeah, that's what best describes her.
For more than 20 years, Claudine Schofield has made it her mission to empower youth.
I just have to make sure that I'm daily doing something to impact this world. Not necessarily world, but our young people.
She has spent most of her career at Conway High School, where she's helped countless high school students, from teacher to career specialist, and now community liaison and at-risk coordinator. She offers career resources and mentor support for both parents and students to help keep them on the right path.
You know in your heart what path you want to go down. You know what choices you want to make in your life.
And that includes coordinating programs like this, RISE, Respect, Integrity, Service, Excellence. It's an after-school mentoring program.
So y'all got the potential, man. Put it to good use.
Students get to eat a hot meal, receive assistance for their academics, and this particular day, a guest speaker to share his powerful life story about the wrong choices he's made.
I got the wounds. My whole left side of my face scarred up. You know why? I got to gain more.
She's always just there to help in any way that she can, offering different strategies to help them be successful, and she's just a blessing. She's a blessing to people here. She's a blessing to people in the community.
She draws energy from the youth to stay busy in Conway. It can be organizing free school supply giveaways at local churches, helping students prepare for college and find careers through a community service event with her sorority, Delta Sigma Theta, or even serving as a chaperone on various youth and college tour trips. She's also vice president of Upward, United People Working Against Random Destruction, a nonprofit organization with a mission to build stronger families through various outreach events and programs. All of this, she says, derives from her upbringing and the old African proverb, it takes a village to raise a child.
I have to credit the fact that I was raised in a very healthy village. And that village taught me servanthood. I firmly believe it takes not just a village, but a healthy village, because a contaminated village will produce contaminated people.
Good morning, Horry and Georgetown counties and all of our wonderful listeners.
Schofield is also the voice for young people.
I got like 15 people behind me. Oh, you gonna let that happen? Right. You gonna let her disrespect you like that?
If you set your dial to 98.5 KISS FM every Saturday morning,
Now, Sound Off is heard weekly on...
You'll hear Schofield on Sound Off, a teen talk show she started nearly 10 years ago.
We welcome you to Sound Off.
The executive producer and host, Schofield, says the show focuses on real issues and allows teens to talk about their concerns and offer perspective on what's happening in the community.
I really firmly believe that having a voice is essential for our young people. And that's why I call the Sound Off, because that's what we do. A lot of times young people are so misunderstood, and I think I connect that piece, and I do get it.
And if you want to know if she's making a difference, check this out. The writing is on the wall. You can also ask Alexandria Williams, a 10th grader at Conway High School.
I like being able to go to her, look up to her, whether it be, you know, a spiritual level, whether it be academics, whether it be my family, whether it be home, you know, in the community. If I need anything, I'm able to go to her. She doesn't like the attention, and so like even like if I'll shout her out on Sound Off, she'll be like, no, don't do that. But for someone like her, she definitely deserves it.
And you can hear more from my interview with Claudine Schofield and other women featured in this month's She Thrives segment. Just go to WNBFnews.com, click the 3 bars at the top of the page, and look for She Thrives. In the studio, Christelle Bell, WNBF News. Yes, she is an educator, but more importantly, she is a problem solver, and her commitment to the young people is earning her praise in her community. She believes every encounter, every conversation, and every experience is a pathway to success.
When I walk through the door every day, I want to create something. I want to solve issues for students because I know that there's going to be some. I know that.
And Dr. Zenobia Edwards says it's her job to remove any obstacle in a student's path.
If you've learned something from it and you've grown from it.
It's a job she doesn't take lightly. It's something you'll immediately notice when you see her walk the halls of the Darlington County Intervention School, where she serves as administrator.
Classes, and this is primarily to the high schoolers. You have to pass.
She has deep roots in Darlington County.
My grandparents are buried here. I owe a lot of who I am to Darlington.
The granddaughter of tobacco farmers and the daughter of two parents who were also educators in Darlington.
They were the kind of teachers that when students didn't understand or learn things, they would bring them home for extra work and practice. So our house was always filled with kids from school. My dad was a coach.
This former science teacher says she wanted to change the stigma associated with alternative schools.
I went into it with the mindset I wanted something where those students could feel a sense of accomplishment.
In 1999, she created the first comprehensive alternative school in Darlington County and the first in the state to offer a JROTC program. And now at DCIS, she uses the same concept to offer a second chance.
I don't want them to feel like this is the end, this is a dumping ground. This is an opportunity for you to recreate yourself, for you to flip the script, take the negativity and turn it around.
Edwards says while trying to help her students reach their goals, she noticed a pattern.
They didn't think they could do it. I don't think I'm worthy.
That inspired her and her sister Tina Woodard to create a community organization.
E, I am. A, I am. U, I am. T, I am.
The I Am Beautiful program has little to do with lipstick, mascara, or expensive clothes. Instead, it teaches young girls ages 6 to 18 to focus on the inner beauty rather than what's on the surface.
We got to take beautiful away from I need to be this tall, or I need to be this size, or my hair needs to be this texture. No, you need to be who you were made to be and love yourself for who you are.
I Am Beautiful, which stands for brave, energetic, assertive, unique, tenacious, important, fabulous, unequaled, and loved. It started in 2004, and its growth is a testament of its success, with chapters in South Carolina, Georgia, and most recently, North Carolina.
It makes me feel tremendously special and honored to be able to have the privilege to work with Zenobia and to help these young ladies.
The program provides training support, tools, and resources to help create confident leaders. They are also focusing on teaching STEM, partnering with the Governor's School for Math and Science and women in the field of engineering.
My South Carolina girls have gotten to go to Georgia Tech and interface with professors at Georgia Tech and get some lessons.
College trips, field trips, workshops, and leadership conferences, Edwards says it's all to empower them.
It's letting their voice be heard. We encourage that. It's exposing them to college readiness. It's exposing them to cultural things that they may not have had the opportunity to experience. It's teaching them how to work collaboratively with others.
And I Am Beautiful is also saving lives.
My sister and I got an email from a young lady that was with us probably, I don't know, year 3 or 4 of I Am Beautiful. And it was a thank you for taking the time to work with me. I Am Beautiful saved my life. I was considering suicide. And she said, now I'm grown. And I mentor girls where I am. That's why we do it.
Her tireless work, effort, and compassion to help students and young girls reach their full God-given potential in life is why Dr. Zenobia Edwards thrives. And when I sat down with Zenobia, I asked her, what does she want her legacy to be? What does she want to be remembered most for? And she told me she just wants students to know she championed for them and that she can see their success and what they can be. And she says that she will help them get there in any way she can. In the studio, Christelle Bell, WMBF News. She is the first for the city of Myrtle Beach. Chief Judge Jennifer Wilson makes a difference in the courtroom, and she does it as her way of giving back, but it's also the reason why she thrives.
The City of Myrtle Beach Municipal Court is now in session. The Honorable Chief Judge Jennifer Wilson presiding.
Please be seated.
It is because of the Constitution and amendments to the Constitution that I'm here.
According to this police report,
for nearly 20 years, Jennifer Wilson has served as the chief judge of the Myrtle Beach Municipal Court, a profession that has become a calling.
Beyond a reasonable doubt by the city of Myrtle Beach.
I just remembered being so affected by the idea of not being able to go where I wanted to go, to eat where I wanted to eat.
Wilson grew up in the small town of Walterboro, South Carolina.
Going in through the back door in the dentist's office, and I can still remember the grown-up the trees brushing aside my face as I walked back there to go through the door to the separate waiting room.
During a time when segregation took front row and center.
As a child, that didn't sit well with me, and I wanted to be able to affect some change in the community because I felt powerless.
It's what inspired her to become a lawyer.
I never considered any other field of work other than the law.
Her passion for law has carried her from public defender, prosecutor, private criminal defense attorney.
You are here because you've been charged with assault and battery.
To now, the first African-American woman to serve as chief judge. Each day she puts on her robe.
I believe that everybody has a chance of being treated fairly more in this country than anywhere else in the world.
All rise.
Ready to rule, fair and firm.
I envision the court as a tribunal where everybody, anybody, whether you are a defendant, a lawyer, a juror, a police officer, or just an observer, comes in and is treated with respect and with dignity. That is very important to me because we're all somebody's children.
But Wilson says as a black woman, that same respect hasn't always been given to her. She says there were times people wouldn't stand when she entered the courtroom. She says she was told she didn't deserve her position, and some even tried to sabotage her career. Wilson says those actions pushed her even more.
Your bond is set in the amount of $776 cash or surety.
It's also why she encourages more young women to pursue law careers.
We will always have the law in this country. It is our system. We will always need good lawyers and good judges. And so I encourage young women to pursue this area if they are interested.
Next to her passion for law, she also has a passion for helping people.
I am now in the process of establishing the homeless court for the city of Myrtle Beach.
She says the idea started when she saw the cycle of the same homeless defendants in her courtroom. She says she could only sentence them to pay a fine or go to jail.
These people don't have money to pay fines, and going to jail is not going to help most of them. So the homeless court program is an opportunity to see whether we can address the underlying issues of homelessness.
She hopes to have the court operating in a local shelter. She says the homeless court will also educate the public about how anyone can be one step away from being in the same desperate situation.
Not everybody's homeless because they choose to be or because they're lazy and they don't want to work.
When I asked her, Wilson told me she doesn't think about the title First Black Woman Judge very often. In fact, she says it's the work that she's done and the doors that she's opened for the future that matters to her most.
I am just humbled and I am grateful to the Lord because I think that I've been blessed. But I also believe that I am a blessing to others. And I hope that I have represented my community well and will continue to do so.
Well, Wilson also believes it's a good time to be a woman, saying women have that intuition that makes us better leaders, wiser, smarter. And she says it adds to every profession having women in leadership positions. Now, to see the stories of all of the women we featured this month in our She Thrives series, you can head to our website, WNBFnews.com, and click She Thrives. In the studio, Christelle Bell, WNBF News. Yeah, she hasn't called Horry County home for very long, but her work and dedication to this community will be felt for decades to come. Her success has been met with hardship, but she's a true example of why you should always go after your dreams.
We stick with classic standard jazz, authentic. I like the whole 1940s feel. I want you to come in and feel like you've stepped back in time.
Patrice Reynolds is the owner of one of the newest and most lively businesses in downtown Myrtle Beach. Not even open a full year, the P. Reynolds Jazz Restaurant and Theater is already a popular spot.
There were many challenges. A lot of people thought I was too young to do what I'm doing. A lot of people, I didn't fit the image of what was going on. But I think the main thing was that I pretended that it would never affect me.
The road to her success has not been easy. It started when she met an Air Force man by the name of Charles Pate.
He retired and he wanted to go for his dream. His dream was to come to Myrtle Beach and go to the Golf Academy. 2012, we came here, got married, and we had a wonderful, wonderful 4 years.
Charles was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, but Reynolds says even then, her husband never gave up on his dream. He earned his associate's degree from the Golf Academy and his bachelor's from Coastal Carolina University.
Then he went back and got his master's, and it was only a month later that he died.
Looking back at her husband pursue all of the things he wanted in life began what she called a quick healing.
I said, hey, I got two choices. I could sit here and die as a young widow, or I could make some decisions and find hope, hold on to it, and just continue to live out my life as happily as I possibly could.
And Reynolds found hope in all the things she truly loved: singing, writing, even acting, to help inspire others.
If I had to describe myself in life, I would have to say, you know what, my name should have been Hope, because that is exactly what I like to give people. That is exactly what I have to have in order to live.
She also serves as executive director for the nonprofit organization Greater Vision of Horry County, dedicated to empowering the community, offering programs for job placement, skill and trade classes, homeless assistance, and more.
So I had to learn the community and discover what they needed.
And from there, she created a seniors and technology program.
For seniors to be trained on how to use their remote, how to use their phone, keep in touch with their grandkids on Facebook, and I partnered with HTC to do that.
Reynolds also recognized some communities that needed to be introduced to the arts.
What I do know is that art heals. It takes your mind off of things. It takes you out of your own life.
So she created the Dream House Theater, which is part of Greater Vision, and performances are done on the stage right next door to the restaurant. And a new program recently opened, the Dream House of Loris.
We would offer training, acting 101, you know, how to run the light board, how to run the sound board, things like that. And, you know, in the process, I don't know, you might want to get more involved in theater.
She says she's working to build a brand.
P. Reynolds is going to become a household name. You're going to see a P. Reynolds in a lot of major cities.
And she's dedicated now more than ever to fulfill her purpose and reach others that need hope.
Never give up on your dreams. Do not give up. Let me help you find what that purpose is. You know, I might not find all of them, but I want to help you discover who you are and how powerful as a woman that you are, you know, because that's the exact lesson I needed, that I had to get from a death, from sorrow. And you don't have to go through sorrow to get that message.
It's the reason why Patrice Reynolds thrives. So what's next for Reynolds? She says she will publish a book featuring her late husband's work, and that will be available this spring. And she's also currently working on a short documentary film. In the studio, Christelle Bell, WMBF News.